Hey guys, Jason along with my co-host Rich, and we're in Victory Brand Studios. And on today's episode, I don't know if you guys remember, we'll be talking about what is it, Bush Light and beef jerky guy
Yes.
that we work with, now known as Bubba, but we'll be talking about him.
It's not always fun and games for first responders,
05 Central, you show me in pursuit.
but sometimes it is.
Oh my God, he's not wearing pants again.
Sometimes it's dangerous.
Flipping around, look out, look out, look out.
Sometimes it's not.
Antler Boulevard for a snake in a house.
And sometimes it's just plain stupid.
Chihuahua in his lap on a lawnmower. Could be heavily
This is the
intoxicated.
stupid side of first response.
Dispatch, do I really have to go to that?
This is Code 0.5.
Come in 0.5.
All right, anyway, we'll be talking about Bubba today. I was trying to show Rich a picture, his contact photo that I have. Yeah, that's it. Festus.
It's very striking likeness.
Yeah. I mean, right there.
Yeah. You need to get him the hat.
Yeah. So if you guys, he's from Gunsmoke, right?
Hell
Yeah.
fine.
Gunsmoke. Festus.
That was before my time.
Yeah. So if you guys have ever seen Gunsmoke and you see Festus, that's who Bubba is that we're going to be talking about.
That's what he looks like.
So, as some of you know, Rich told you guys that I recently, what the heck is that? Oh, I recently got a promotion, and then I'm on a temporary assignment where I'm supervising some guys. And one of these guys, I call him Bubba now, but he called me one day. But I guess let me back up. One of my responsibilities now is once a week, I'm a on-call supervisor. So if anything happens after like normal business hours, they call me, and then I'll either have to go out and then, notify people to come and help or whatever it needs to be. But he calls me one day and he's like, "Hey dude, I think we need your help." Okay, what you got? Well, he said they went to a call to work a domestic, but their suspect has barricaded himself inside of the shop.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay. I was like, have y'all tried talking to him? They're like, yeah, we've tried. He won't come out. The overhead door to the shop is slightly open. He goes, so if we needed to, we could crawl underneath there. And I was like, well, hold on. Because if you crawl underneath there, it puts you in a bad spot where you could get hurt or something. I don't want you guys doing that. Let me come out.
It's a trap.
So I go over there, and when I get there, I guess this guy lives with his mom, and sister is living there too. And these people are like in their late 30s, early 40s. But
Okay.
sister has a camper there on the property because, like, I guess her house had burnt down recently, so she was just staying there until she can get a new home or whatever. So brother and mom got into an argument.
Mm-hmm.
And sister tried to intervene. They get into a fight. Then we show up, and he runs into the shop and barricades himself in there. Doesn't really barricade, just shuts and locks the door. So when I show up, mom is standing outside the door of the shop, and she's talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them, I was like, how was he before mom talked to him? Well, he was real amped up, but now he's a lot calmer because mama's talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay. So I just told mom, I was like, just see if you can talk him into coming out. We're not going to take him to jail or nothing. We just, want to get his side of the story. Just want him to come out.
We need to resolve this.
Yeah. So mom talks to him for a few minutes, and I'm standing there outside this door, and he finally says, okay. He goes, y'all aren't going to beat me up or anything like that. I think's what he was saying. She's like, no, they're not. They just want to talk to you. So we back up a little ways from the door. So we're about 20 feet from it to give him space. So that way, when he opens it and sees us, he sees that we're not right there getting ready to jump on him or some shit. So the dude opens the door. Well, when he opens it, he comes walking out, and he's wearing women's lingerie.
Now, are we full bra, garter belt? What are we talking here?
Well, he's got on like the lingerie. He's got like the the panties, the bra that like comes like it's like a top or whatever that comes down.
Oh, and it's got like the little see-through thing that covers.
Yeah,
from it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then he's got on a like a night shirt or something.
Like he's wearing like a robe, like a cover-up.
Well, no, it's like I guess what you call like a tank top, I guess. It looks kind of like a tank top shirt thing, but it comes down to about his waist.
Was he wearing this before he ran in there, or he ran in there and changed?
No, I think he was wearing it before.
Okay. Is that what they were arguing about?
I have no idea.
Okay, never mind. Okay, we'll get to that. Okay, continue.
Anyway, I'm standing there and the guy opens the door and I see what he's wearing. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the hell have I got myself into? Well, he walks and there's not much light. It's dark outside and there's no overhead lights around or anything. And as he walks out, I see something in like the panty area. And I'm looking and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm just staring at it. And I'm like really bearing down, trying to look.
Make sure it's not a gun.
Figure out what the hell. Yeah, because I'm like, what the hell has this guy got?
Poking out.
I don't know if he got something out of the building. I don't know what it is.
Something stuffed in his G-string over here.
Yeah,
I
mean,
know.
So I'm really looking at it. And then as I'm really, focusing on my gaze at what I'm looking at, it finally dawns on me that it's his testicle that's hanging out. So then at that point, when I'm like, because I'm looking and I'm like, what is that? And then I'm trying to look closer and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then the next thing I kind of lean my head back and I'm like, oh shit, that's his nut. Well, then at that point, it's like a train wreck. I can't stop looking because I'm like, his testicle's out. Why am I still looking at this thing? And I'm like, what in the holy hell? So, and it was great because Bubba was there and he can't keep his damn composure sometimes, but he's keeping a straight face. So Mama talks to him and all that. And then the original guy that had gotten there first was just telling him, say, hey, all I want you to do is fill out a statement and tell me what happened.
And put that thing up.
And he was like, okay, and all that. Well, then we walk away because he goes to get a statement form, and we walk back to where my truck was, and I'm standing there, and I just turn and look at them. They all just start busting up laughing. Because I was like, is that what I thought it was? I was like, is that? And then Bubba, he's all like, dude, that was his nut. I'm like, holy crap, y'all. And they're laughing. They think it's funny as hell that I get called out, and that's what it was for. I was there for like 10 minutes. So this guy, when he was talking to us, he was telling us that he was hurting. Well,
it's probably cutting off circulation.
Yeah. But he had there was some kind of like infection or something on his back. And whenever they looked at it, he would like squeeze it and like little white hard objects would come out of it.
Was it around the tailbone?
Yeah. Somewhere
right there. Yeah. That's something like that. I knew somebody that had that happen. There's like a little pocket or something back there and it can get infected.
Yeah.
The only way they can do it is they have to like cut it and drain it. Yeah.
Yeah. He said he would squeeze it and white stuff would come out, but he said the white stuff was hard.
Yikes.
And he said it hurt to walk. He couldn't sit down because he would, lean back on it and put pressure on it and it hurt. And we were like, and he wanted an ambulance. It's like, okay.
Call an ambulance.
So we call and the paramedics come out. They go out and talk to him, figure out what's going on, and they see the same thing that I saw. Well, they're walking back to their ambulance and to get stuff or do something. I don't know what it is. Well, as they walk by, one of the medics looks at me and gives me the finger. And it's kind of like, man, I can't believe you called me out here for this crap. Well, when he does that, I started laughing. Well, it's dark outside and I couldn't see and I didn't hear anything else going on. But this old boy was walking behind him as I'm laughing. He stops and looks at me and he goes, do you find this funny? And I was like, no. And he goes, well, it looks like you were laughing at me. And I go, no, sir, I wasn't laughing. And he goes, well, it sure looked like it to me. And I'm just standing there and we're basically having a stare down. And I'm like, oh boy, right now what's going through his mind is, okay, am I fixing to go to the hospital with them or am I fixing to go to jail with him?
His nut still hanging out?
No, he had changed, put on sweatpants in.
Okay.
Well, he then he stops and then starts walking back towards the ambulance. Well, after that, then those two, Bubba and the other guy that were there, start laughing, and they were like, dude, you were laughing. And I was like, I know I was, but he asked if I was laughing at him or something like that, and I wasn't. I was laughing at that medic, and because I didn't know the medic walked by and gave me the finger.
Mm.
So we get, all that done. Well, then I go into the office the next day. Let's see if I can find this picture. And have you ever watched South Park?
A long time ago.
Where they had the episode of Bruce Jenner or whatever. Oh, you can't really see it. Where he's playing as Caitlyn Jenner in South Park.
Mm.
So they do that where Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner is dressed up as South Park, and then they superimpose my picture onto one of those kids. But then, yeah.
That's what he had as a pilonidal cyst.
I guess so.
Pilonidal dimple. It's a dimple that's right above the top of your crack. There's apparently a little hole there.
But, so I go back home after all this crap's over with, go to bed. That next day I get a phone call from one of the guys, and they're like, hey man, are you all right? I was like, no, what are you talking about? Well, apparently these two assholes that I work with, they went back to the office and told everybody else that while I was there, that this guy that was dressed up in lingerie was threatening me, and that those two had to get in between us because that guy was fixing to whoop my ass.
Really?
So that was a running joke for the while, was that, they're protecting me from this guy and all that kind of stuff. But, after that being said, I've got a couple stories I want to tell about Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know. Have you ever driven or rode in one of the new Ram pickups that have the turn knob that go from park, reverse, and all that?
No, we're kind of behind the times over here. Our stuff's like 2010. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So we're not up on the times, but I've seen it, and I think it's freaking stupid.
Okay. Yeah, because where that knob is, it puts it in that you turn the knob, then you put it into drive and everything, is fairly close to the fan speed on your heat and air, and it's also close to the volume knob on your radio.
They're all roughly the same size too, right?
Yeah, well, the one to put it in drive and stuff is bigger, but the one for the fan speed is just a little smaller, and then the one for the volume is a lot smaller.
Mm.
Well, Bubba has been chasing after this guy for a while. He's been looking for him like hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call him Buzz.
Mm.
Bubba had gotten into a couple of pursuits trying to catch Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
One of the pursuits, I'm not real familiar, or I can't remember exactly what happened. I think when Buzz took off on him, he hit one of those gravel roads and dusted him out so bad that he has no idea where he went, and he lost him.
That's aggravating.
But he was able to talk to some people around and describe the vehicle, and he was able to figure out who the driver was.
Mm-hmm.
Week or two go by, he gets into another pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time the vehicle didn't go on any gravel roads, but he went down a road into a smaller town that dead ended. And when it came to that dead end, he jumped out and took off running.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got out and was chasing after him, he gets by the suspect's vehicle, and there's 3 people in that vehicle. Well, then he's got to stop, because you don't go chasing after somebody and you leave 3 other suspects behind you.
Right.
So he stops with them, and then he gets them all out, detains them, talks to them, and they all, fess up. They're like, yeah, that was Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, I know who it is. I can do a warrant for him and all that. So this guy has ran from him twice, and he's gotten away. So it's kind of, irking at him because
Personal.
the bad guy's getting away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he calls me one day, says, hey man, I think I know where Buzz is. I was like, really? Where at? And he told me the address. Well, I was familiar with the address. I'd been there before, and I was like, okay, I'll go out there with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we drive down there, and we get down the driveway, and we're pulling up to the house. Well, he's a little ways in front of me because I guess he was more antsy about it than I was.
Mm-hmm.
And he drives up to the house, and he I'm behind him and he gets out of this unit. And when he does, he shuts the door and then all of a sudden the unit starts going forward. And I was like, what the hell? He stops, jumps back into the truck and then puts it in park. And we go up there and we look and, the guy's not there. And I was talking to him and he was like, so, did you see what I did? I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, man, I was in such a hurry to get up here. I thought I was turning that stupid ass knob and putting it in park. He goes, I reached over and I turned the air conditioner off instead. And he goes, and then I saw as I was walking towards the house, my truck was just coming with me like it was freaking backup or something. And I was like, yeah, I saw the whole thing, but I wasn't going to say shit. But I was like, and that's the dumbest shit ever, putting that knob in there like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I mean, I guess they're trying to be cool or something. Like my wife's car has that knob, but it's on the center console.
No.
It's not right next to other knobs where you could confuse putting it in park or,
No, it's if you're going down the road or whatever and you say you hit the wrong knob, will you not drop a transmission?
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's got some features in it that won't let you turn it if you're going at certain speeds. And it's also got this stupid crap. Like I jumped in one time trying to take off because there was a hot call and I needed to get there quick. Well, if you've still got the door open, whether it's just slightly or not, and you go to take off, it slams that sucker in park and then it engages the electronic parking brake, the emergency brake or whatever. And that thing is like an act of Congress just to get it to disengage. I was pushing it and the button and holding the brake and, was in park and then I'd pull on the lever and then finally the damn thing released the emergency brake. But, we figured out workarounds about it. If you have your seatbelt on and it's in drive and the door's open, it won't do that. But it's like, if you're in a hurry trying to take off, you better get that damn door shut or it's going to slam it in park and lock the damn brake on it.
That wouldn't have been the time you had whacked yourself in the head with your plate carrier, was it?
No, I don't think it was that time. That was a different time. Yeah. No, that was a different call. What did I do? Oh yeah, I had that damn bruise, that knot on my forehead where that plate hit me.
Yes, about knocked yourself out.
Yeah, because them damn plates aren't heavy or aren't light.
No. It's like 8 pounds.
Yeah.
16 pounds total.
Well, it's I can't remember. Okay, and then I got one more thing on Bubba. This one, I'll leave a lot of details out, but we all get called down to there was a damn home invasion. And these guys ran out of the house and took off into the woods. And so Bubba calls me and he's like, hey, man, I need some help down here. So, we make phone call and we're getting everybody out. Okay. And Bubba has some goofy or squirrely shit happen to him, but he's a hard worker. I mean, he does a good job. And we've got a perimeter set up on this mile section. And we've got different agencies out helping us and we're checking these areas. Well, Bubba sees a car that's driving around. This is like 2 a.m. And he notices the car has got a female driver and then 2 male passengers. And we were looking for some males. So he does a investigative stop. He stops the car and walks up there and starts talking to her. And he's being observant. He's just, hey, what are you guys doing out here this time of night? Blah, 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 and all this. He looks over and sees that the guys on their legs have scratch marks all on them, like they've been running through the woods. So he gets the guys out of the car and detains all of them. We get another unit over there to come help him, and he brings those guys all over to where we're at this house. So some of them, they're asking them questions, and, you know, and we're able to figure out pretty damn quick. Yeah, these two guys are the ones that were here, and they talked when they took off running. They talked this female into coming down and picking them up.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys is fairly cooperative. He tells us what happened, how many people were there, and all this. The other one is kind of an arrogant asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying something about how we're all just trigger happy cops and stuff like that, and that we're racist, and, you know, all the bullshit stuff they say. And he's laughing, thinks it's funny, thinks it's a joke. And one of the investigators is standing there next to him. Well, Bubba, they get done talking to the other guy, so Bubba is going to drive him to jail. He said he doesn't want to be with this guy. He said he's tired of hearing his smart mouth. He wants to get away from him. Like, okay, well, you just take this other one. Mm-hmm. And it's 2 a.m. It's dark out there. You can't see. And so Bubba gets in the unit and starts backing up out of there to leave. Mm-hmm. Well, as he's backing up, I guess he couldn't see it or what had happened, but there was a tree that was probably maybe 6 inches in diameter. Mm-hmm. And he's backing up, probably doing less than 5 miles an hour, and boom, hits that tree. Mm. Well, this smart ass suspect that we've got here is just laughing his ass off, thinks it's funny as hell. Mm-hmm. And he's standing there, and one of our investigators is there with him, and he goes, dude, this guy's a shitty cop. He doesn't know what he's doing, and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, where did he learn how to drive? And this investigator standing there goes, I don't know, probably the same place that you learned how to commit armed robbery. Mm. And the dude just stops laughing. And I'm like, yes, because I was getting upset. Like, I was getting pissed because he's laughing at him and he thinks all this shit's a game. Mm-hmm. Because when they did that damn home invasion, they pistol whipped a guy that was in this house and shit. And they, you know. But anyway, then Bubba gets out and he's all like, man, and he's hard on himself. Mm-hmm. He's like, I just did something that was pretty good towards this investigation and all this. And I was like, dude, you did such a great job that nobody even cares what happened. Like, don't worry about it. It's all right. I mean, and it's like, I know, but I just feel dumb because I hit it. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and I finally said to him, I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it. But you still are a dumbass for backing into that tree. But he's one of those that he'll do one good thing, and then something goofy or stupid will happen to him right afterwards. And it's like it balances itself out.
Yeah, that's how it works with. God, I can't talk. That's how it works with Renniks.
Yeah,
1-0 shit eats up about 10 attaboys.
Yeah, and like the one episode where we were talking about the pranks those guys pulled, and he said, what's your moron doing and my moron? Yeah, he's talking about Renniks and Bubba.
Yeah. Yeah. I hadn't really worked with him on a lot of stuff. I've seen him.
Well, he's on days now.
Oh.
Yeah. He asked or requested to be moved to days, and there was a guy that wanted to go to nights, so they swapped him. Mm. And I think he wants to come back to nights.
I bet.
I don't know why.
Days will keep you hooked up.
Yeah, it stays busy.
Nights isn't bad.
But, yeah, I can't wait for Bubba to hear this episode.
Yeah, we need to have him on here.
He wants to be on here. He's goofy as all get out, but he's a good dude. Mm. We can get him on here one day, but we'll probably have to bribe him with some Busch Light and beef jerky.
I think we can make that happen. I think we can do it.
Yeah. And I don't drink that crap, but did you know they make Busch Light peach?
No.
It's just as awful as regular Busch Light.
Since I started working out, which I didn't really drink that much before, but since I started working out, man, it just even thought of it just kind of turns my stomach.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bunch of carbs.
The Busch Light, I mean, if you went and, if you took a drink of that water right there, it basically tastes the same.
Yeah.
The Busch Light peach tastes like peach flavored water. It's not good.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why somebody would take something awful and then try to make it worse.
That's where we're at.
But maybe we can get Bubba on here and he'll give us consent that we can use his real name. But anyway, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
We're going to get out of here.
Later on.
You have been listening to Code 0.5, the lighter side of police work. If you have ideas or suggestions for our show, we'd love to hear from you. Visit our website at code05.co. That's code05.co. And please consider making a donation at our Patreon page, patreon.com/code05. Be sure to use the digits 05. Thanks for listening to Code 0.5.